Okay, good morning. We are here with Mr. Michael Leyman, who is running for re-election, City Council Place 3. And as I've said numerous times before, but I'll say it again, this is just a short little personal interview on, it's just fun, kind of something different than the candidates. So candidate forums that we're going to do later on. So I'm going to start by asking you, where were you born and raised?
Well, first, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I think this is great. I was born in Canton, Ohio, home of the NFL Hall of Fame.
Okay.
At a very young age, moved to Southern Ohio, and when I was out of high school, I joined the Marine Corps.
How many siblings?
I have an older brother who is deceased and an older sister. The sister is the middle child. There's 16 years between us, so I'm really like an only child.
Well, you really are. Yeah. So yeah, you're like the. So you have the only child thing. Okay, in the birth order. Okay. So do you, when you were growing up, did you have an inkling of what you wanted to do, what you wanted to be?
Not really. To be honest with you, if it hadn't been, I played 2 sports in high school, and I jokingly, but I'm about half serious. In Ohio, you had to maintain a C average in every class to participate in sports. If I hadn't played 2 sports, I might still be in high school. I'm not sure. But no, I didn't. Once coming out of the Marine Corps, I had some idea what I wanted to do. Marine Corps does give you focus. And then when I started with the Arlington Police Department, and I was going to school to get a degree, I thought that'd be a good line of work till I get my degree and move on to other things. But I fell in love with it and stayed with it my whole career.
How long were you in the police force?
Total 42 years, I believe.
Okay. What did you like about it? If you just were to tell me one thing that you liked about it, what was it?
Being outside and not being in an office all the time. Now, as you grow through your career, that changes.
Right.
But at the young age, I really enjoyed street work, being a street policeman, day-to-day contact.
Out of the different positions that you held in that 40 some odd years, what was your favorite?
Being in a chief of police position, because it helped me to train and guide others to be successful. There's 3 or 4 people who had worked for me at one time who became chiefs. So it was really kind of a career guidance, and I enjoyed that. Okay.
Okay. Would you consider yourself an extrovert or an introvert?
Somewhere in the middle.
Okay.
Probably more extro than, but if I'm in a strange room, strange people, I'm not really too much of an extrovert, but I do enjoy people and enjoy the conversations.
Okay. Favorite book or movie?
Favorite book or movie? I'd say the movie would be Dirty Harry or Patton, one of those 2.
Okay, so out of those 2, and they're kind of similar in some way.
Yes, they are.
Why are they your favorites?
Well, I think going back to my career, I always enjoyed being in the action, being in the middle, being able to make decisions. And I really value good decision makers and leadership. In both of those, Dirty Harry was a little kind of a maverick, but on the same token, he got the job done.
Okay. So. What's your most prized possession?
My most prized possession, my golf cart.
Okay. And if you could do anything you wanted over the weekend, what would it be?
Wow. I think really going anywhere kind of peaceful. Golf could or could not be involved. Being with family, being with good friends, any of the above. Okay.
All right. How would you define success?
Success. Well, I would define it being able to look over your lifetime and look back and say, I was proud of what I did. I would never want to, I always tried to help people to get where they wanted to go, particularly in law enforcement. There's two groups of people that nobody really looks out for them, and it's the very young and the very old. And I always took that on as a challenge. So I think if greatest success I would have is if somebody at the appropriate time said, well, he was a good man and he tried to do the right thing at all times.
Okay. What's the scariest thing you've ever done?
I was involved in 2 different shooting situations.
Mhm.
Those were a little hairy,
Mhm.
a little difficult, but everything worked out. Only in one of those, a desperado got shot, but no policeman.
Yeah.
So, and then also, this wasn't it was a difficult situation when we lost Officer Danny Cordes, when I was
Yes.
police chief here.
Mhm.
That was very difficult to get through for me.
Yeah.
And had it not been for Chief Bobby Looney, he was fire chief at the time, he really helped me through that process.
Okay. Do you have a bucket list?
I think I did it one time, but I checked off a lot of stuff. I'd still like to, not at the present time because of mass and all this, but I'd
Right.
like to do some more traveling and do some things. But these restrictions right now, I just soon stay home.
So, but if you were going to travel, where would you want to go?
Well, one place my daughter wears me out about going is Costa Rica.
Oh, really?
I would like to go there.
Huh.
I know Paris would probably be a good trip. Anywhere Europe. I've been to Scotland, but that's the furthest I've ever been. But I wouldn't mind seeing the Greece or the ruins. So yeah, any of that.
Okay. If you could travel through time, whether it's past or future, where would you go?
It would be backward.
Okay. And where backwards?
Yeah, probably, I think my attitudes and where I fit in probably would have been in the 20s and 30s, particularly in the law enforcement career.
Okay.
It was a totally different.
Well,
time.
yeah. It was Dirty Harry.
and that's not all bad.
Yeah.
I really believe we're, as a country and a society, people must be held accountable for what they do, and we're trying to figure out every way in the world for them not to be. And I don't like that. It alleviates the certainty. Discipline, as they will teach you in the Marine Corps, is something that really drives every society. And I think since we've done away with the draft, we've gotten so far away. It's all personal, what you can do for me, and it's very, very difficult, particularly people in government, to try to make everybody happy, because you can't. You cannot make. You have to go with what's the best thing to do for the majority of the people.
So what do you think the end game is on that?
Our end game?
Well, I mean, in that situation, because that's where we are.
I wish I had a perfect answer. The ones I worry most about are my grandkids. We are going to have just a total revival of what we think. Now, I don't know how that comes to pass. I think we've gotten here over many years of being on a slippery slope. I personally believe it began with doing away with the draft. That's a whole 10-minute discussion, but and over the years, we're now at a phase where we're trying to legitimize protests by active breaking of the law and civil disobedience. Well, I'm sorry, those can never, in a society, those can never be rules to live by. I don't care what the circumstances.
Okay, so I have two questions, and then we'll wrap it up. Tell us why you're running for re-election.
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because I've had people kiddingly, they said, well, I'm here too old, you don't need to be running anymore. But I've always when I first ran, I was saying that I wanted to give back. I wanted to give back to Mansfield. I still believe that. I still carry that in me every day. Last time I ran, I used the theme of your voice is my vote. And I think looking back on all the votes I've made over the last 2.5, 3 years, I would challenge anyone to find that I did not act in what was believed to be the best for the majority of people. We're now at a stage where I believe my age and experience makes a big difference. I believe that experience builds a vision for the future. And I think if a lot of people do not have that experience, they're destined to make mistakes that a new person would make. A new one will make mistakes because they don't have experience. They've never been down that road before. And I think one of my major assets is common sense. I can usually determine a good decision today should hold test of time for 20 years. Not in every case. Some have to be more fluid, but a person must understand the decision I'm making today has ramifications 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And I think too many times, particularly inexperienced people, they get caught up in the decision of the moment and they do not look down the road.
Or the noise of the moment.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have a creed or motto that you live by?
Well, I try to treat everybody the way I would want to be treated if I was in their situation.
Okay.
And here again, I still say I'm probably honest to a fault. I would never intentionally hurt someone, but on the same token, I'm not going to flower up something if it needs a direct comment. Mm-hmm. And I think anybody that's ever served with me, I get that a lot. Mm-hmm. Well, Leyman will tell you what he thinks. So I think that's an asset.
Okay. All right. Well, I want to thank you for your time today and look forward to seeing you on the candidate forums and our luncheon coming up. But thanks for spending the time.
Well, thank you. I've enjoyed it. Appreciate the chamber giving us this chance.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.